Okay, so today we're going to cover 10.2 notes, day 2. Again, working still with surface area of prisms and cylinders. Again, this top part's a little bit of a warm-up. It's, problems that you can go ahead and try before we go through them. So the first thing we're going to do is look at some composite figures. Again, that's taking two of the shapes that we worked with and bringing them together. And we're going to try to figure out the surface area. So in this first one, we have our rectangular prism down here, and we have our cylinder up here. And we need to think about the idea of painting this shape. Okay, so we need to figure out how are we going to figure out that surface area. So let's think about it. We have this prism, right? We have the surface area of the prism, which means I'm painting the sides here. I got all the sides going around. I got a base. I have this base up here. But if we think about this top base, I'm not painting that entire top base. I'm not painting this circle part of it. So what I need to do is remove one circle base. And now I'm up to my cylinder. I got to paint around the cylinder. So think about the soup can label. So I got to add the lateral area of the cylinder. And then I got to do one top, only one base. Okay. So that's how we would find the surface area of that shape right there. Find the whole prism, take away the small little circle base there. Okay. And then we're going to add the lateral area of the cylinder and a circle base. Now, this is not the only way to get there. Okay, this is a possibility of doing that. Our next shape we have here is a triangular prism. Okay, because it has the triangular bases. And then we have a cylinder that is cut out of the inside. So think about it. Let's start with the idea of that triangular prism. Let's start with the entire surface area of the triangular prism. But I don't have all of that, right? Because we removed these two ends here. So I'm going to take away two circle bases. And now this might be tough for some of us to visualize. We still have to paint the inside because we're going to have this cylinder here on the inside. Okay. We're going to paint the walls of that cylinder, which would be the lateral area. Okay, so that's painting the inside. So when you're doing these problems, you really want to think about what are we painting? Okay. Let's scoot down here. Again, we're just working on some naming shapes again, naming our three-dimensional figures. This first one here, if you notice, we have a big rectangular base, but I only have one of them. Okay, so I have one base. That means we're going to be dealing with a pyramid. And since that base is a rectangle, we have a rectangular pyramid. Next one, okay, we're looking for what two things we have in common. Well, we have two of these big rectangles. So that is going to be our base, these big rectangles. So again, I have a rectangular shape. And since it's two bases, I'm going to have a prism. Coming down here, we're going to name some more shapes. Okay, again, two bases. And these bases are pentagons, so a pentagonal prism. The faces, so that's any side. So we have the 5 sides going around, and then we have our 2 bases, so there's 7 of those. Your vertices are all the points in which lines meet. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 5 more at the bottom to give us 10. And your edges are where any 2 sides meet. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on the sides. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on the top, and 5 on the bottom. So a total of 15. Again, always feel free to try number 2, pause it, come back and listen to my answer here. Next one, pretty quickly, you can see it is a pyramid where it has a base of 6 sides, so that makes it a hexagonal. Pyramid. It has the base and then 6 sides going around, so it has 7 faces. It has the 6 vertices on the bottom and the 1 at the top, so 7. And then it has the 6 edges going around, these that drop down, and then it has the 6 at the bottom that made our shape, so we have 12 edges. All right, now we're going to do a little bit of finding some surface area of some different shapes here. Okay, so we have our first shape here. We have our 2 bases, a triangle bases, so it's a triangular prism. So we're going to start by trying to find our lateral area and our surface area. Okay, so lateral area, we're finding this here. Okay, those outsides around it. So again, that is your perimeter times your height. Okay, well, if you think about the perimeter of this shape, okay, we don't have everything kind of right now. Okay, we have 24. We would have 25 because that's also the same as what's up here. And then we'd have to find this missing side. Okay, well, using Pythagorean triples, that would be 7. And then our height is 3. Type that in our calculator. We see that's 168 inches squared. Because remember, area is squared. Your surface area then is what you found above. Plus your 2 bases. So I'm going to take my 168, which we can put down here already because we got that answer. And now my bases are 2 triangles. So it's 2 times the area of one of these triangles. Remember, area of a triangle is 1/2 base. Okay, so we got to think about the base of this triangle. Okay. The 25 is the hypotenuse, so you got to be careful there. The base is 24 or 7, whichever way you're looking at it. And your height would be the 7, or you could look at those vice versa. Okay. Well, the 2 and the 1/2 cancel out. So I got 168 plus 24 times 7, which is 336 inches squared. Okay, let's move down to our next shape. We're going to find the surface area of an isosceles triangular prism. So again, it's a triangular prism, but this is special since it's isosceles, which is meaning our base, okay, has 2 of the sides are going to be congruent. So this is 34, the base is 32, that would make this 34 as well. So again, starting off, finding our lateral area, again, will be your perimeter times your height. Okay. Well, we're looking at the perimeter is being our isosceles triangle. So whatever your shape is, that's the base. Okay, so 34, 32, and 34 again. Okay, so that's your perimeter, and then your height is that 40 there. Okay, going up the side. So 34 plus 34 plus 32 times 40. We see that is 4,000. So 4,000 millimeters squared. Okay. And then for your surface area, you're going to take what you found there and add your two bases. So again, B is base. So surface area is equal to the 4,000 plus 2 times the base there. Okay, well the base is a isosceles triangle. Okay, well we don't have the height right now. So we know it's 1/2 base. So base is 32. We would need to find the height. Well, remember, if I drop down my altitude, that's my height. Okay. And this would make a right triangle, which has a base of 16 there. We have our hypotenuse is 34. So again, what could I use? I could use Pythagorean theorem. So 34 squared minus 16 squared is going to give me my height squared, which is 900. And then take the square root there, that is 30. So again, do not forget about good old Pythagorean theorem. Do some calculations there. Again, that 2 and the 1/2 will cancel out. Pretty nice for us. 4,000 plus 32 times 30. We see that this is 4,960 millimeters squared. We got one more problem we're going to do. We're going to find the lateral and surface area of a regular hexagonal prism. Okay. So when we look at this here, again, lateral area, we can start off with that. That is your perimeter times your height. Well, we're trying the perimeter of the hexagon. Well, 4 is one side length, so 4, 4, 4, 4, 4, 4, going all the way around. That is 24. Your height there is 15. So your lateral area is 360 inches squared. Now, remember, your surface area involves finding the area of your base. Okay. Well, it's a hexagon. Okay, so remember with a hexagon, really what we have here are 6 equilateral triangles. So if you remember equilateral triangle formula, S squared times the square root of 3 over 4. Nice formula, comes in handy there for us. And this again for equilateral. So that would be 4 squared root 3 over 4. Okay. And that's, again, I got to take into account, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of those. So after we get this answer, we'll multiply by 6. Okay, 16 root 3 over 4, which is 4 root 3. Okay, and I have 6 of those little triangles there. Okay, so we go up here. Let's talk about our surface area. Will be our lateral area plus 2 times the base. Well, surface area then would equal 360 plus 2. Okay, our base would be, again, 4 root 3 times 6, because I got to take into account the 6 of these little triangles that I had here, because this is only one little one, and I have 6 of those. And you are perfectly fine to go ahead and write this as a decimal if you end up with a decimal here. And it comes out to 443.1. So there we go. We have 360 inches squared for the lateral area, 443.1 for your total surface area. Okay, again, you have an exit slip to do today after, but you can always go ahead and do the corresponding worksheets that go with these as well for extra practice. Get you guys ready for your quiz next week. Feel free to, again, jump on Zoom to meet with me or to send an email.